is there such a thing as a good job in tennis? There will
Yeah.
always be certain things that is not amazing. If you're traveling around on the tour as you are doing now, you might be working on the biggest stages with the best players in the world. But then on the other hand, you also got 3 kids at home and you're spending time away from home. If you're working at an academy, you might have fewer players, but it might also be longer hours and lower pay. If you're working in a club, well, it might be more players, but it might also be more time with your family because you're not traveling that much. So there will always be trade-offs.
I would probably rephrase that a little bit to, there's not an easy job in tennis. You know, I think there's a lot of good jobs, but I don't think there's, and I had this conversation actually with James Trotman, who's the coach of Jack Draper, Simon Dixon. There's quite a few of us. We used to go live at the National Tennis School, and we had a reunion, and it was like, it doesn't matter what you're up to, guys. If you're working in tennis, it's tough. You know, and it's maybe that's true of life as well, but it's like it certainly is a very difficult thing. The second thing I want to pick up on is I see the massive positive in how you were back in 2017 as well. You know, and I think for the whole ecosystem or for the whole in any situation, we need people that are a bit wet behind the ears and speak directly and truthfully. You know, and I think there should never be, and certainly when we've had conversations, and I would come away from conversations, I only ever took the real positives of that, of like, actually, no, it's good feedback. Like that's sometimes feedback hurts, right? But we need that feedback, and actually, what you don't want is to have a team of people that don't have standards and are afraid to point things out. And I think sometimes younger people in this world have less filter in that, and I think that there's a positive to that as well, you know, rather than, you know, us all just kind of sugarcoating things and pretending that we don't need to worry about that. Just chill, it'll take care of itself. You know, so I, just so you know, on a personal level, I welcomed that and would always welcome that. And I think that's something that's very important. And actually my daughter gives amazing feedback about stuff at the podcast as well, but also the academy. You know, like social media stories or, you know, whatever it might be. She'll go, well, why haven't you done that? Why has that not happened? And it's like, yeah, you know, so I would massively welcome that as well. The bit that I did want to, the last bit I wanted to pick up and just get your take on was relating your conversations as well, and I love what you said, and I think there's so much to be taken from this for everyone who's listening, to not label ourselves as something. And actually, you know, I talk a lot, you know, we've got a lot of similar philosophies. I love human beings. I love people. I really do. Like, I've always, you know, loved working with people and being around people. And one thing that I've seen in my coaching is I've happened to have been the right coach at the right time with the right players to help them win Grand Slams and be the best team in the world. All of the shit I've dealt with over the last couple of years, all the stuff that mistakes I've made, all of the, not just on the tennis court, but various relationships, various challenges. My reflection on that is all of those things set me up to be the right person at the right time with the right people. So that made me a good coach in that moment. It doesn't mean I'm the best coach. It doesn't mean anything. It's just I happen to be, and that's where that experience and that life experience and the difficulties we have and the challenges we have, they do massively set us up, I believe, for later in life, you know, in whatever that might be, in terms of hopefully helping our children, in terms of helping coaches that we work with, and helping siblings, you know, dealing with, you know, I have, you know, my mum, as diagnosed with dementia 6-7 years ago, and you know, she's at the very later stages of her life right now, and you know, in a care home, you know, like how dealing with that, and how you then play the role with your family with that. All of these things are setting us up, which is why for me, and the vehicle of tennis, you know, is something that has given us so much, and having all of these incredible experiences. And if I take you back, because that's what brings this conversation together, Adam, is, you know, you as that 5-year-old who picked up a tennis racket, why? What was it? What was it that got into your blood? What I hear you talk, yes, you talk very passionately about a lot of things, but it's tennis is the thing that keeps knitting it back together. What was it? What was the reason in Denmark? How did that happen?